Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Violet Evergarden episode 5. So, just as a reminder for people and myself, I don't really need to remind myself, but anyways, I have seen this before, the first like 6 episodes, I want to say. I can't remember exactly where I left off, but I know I've only seen like half the show, and I wanted to react to the second half, so that's why I'm doing this. Also, this is a Patreon show. If you're watching this on YouTube, that means at first it was a Patreon show. I watched all of it and released it on my Patreon before I released it on YouTube. So I watched all like 12 or 13 episodes, however many this show has. They all released on Patreon, and then they release weekly on YouTube once they're done on there. So if you want that kind of access, you can check out the description for my Patreon. I appreciate any support. That's just a little benefit for you guys on there. Um, but yeah, so I know there's 2 episodes left that I can still vaguely remember what happens in them, and then after that, there may still be one more. So 5 and 6 might be the two that I remember, and then maybe there's one more that I just don't remember at all. But it's very possible that once we get into episode 7, we're getting into new content from me, which is going to be really exciting. But yeah, guys. Anyways, real quick recap after that long discussion I just had. The last episode we had Violet going with Iris, right, to go see her parents because they put in a fake job request for them, for Iris specifically, and it ended up being a birthday party for her. We had some dramatic stuff happen, and overall, I think her relationship with her parents might be a little better in the end of it, even after everything that happened. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping into this episode. So let's get started, shall we? Alrighty, like usual, I do full length timer reactions, so you guys need to have your own footage, sync it with my timer. I'll do a countdown for you here. We are going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I also forgot to mention that I'm watching this on Netflix, so there is a little Netflix opening. There will be a little bit on that side of the screen, a little bit of footage to help you guys sync up, so. Do, 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 do. Oh. The Colonel. Yeah. Hmm. Damn people going against peace. Uh. So I think this is. Oh, getting the opening? Or not? Was there an opening? I think there was. But maybe we don't always get it. Ooh. I do remember Violet writing a letter for someone very important, and I guess this is probably that episode. That was one of the 2 episodes that I remember. That's a lot of pressure. Like, keeping nations friendly to prevent war, and it's up to Violet. I didn't even remember that being like that high of stakes. Uh Nice intro, Violet. Well done. The this lady, I don't know if she's like a maid or a caretaker of the princess or something, but she reminds me so much of the teacher that taught Violet 2 episodes ago. Hmm. She is a mess. Just a whole army of people to get her dressed up. I can't imagine. Damn. Aw, that's rough. Wow, she's only 14 around, obviously. She looks. Maybe it's just the way she acts, but she looks far older than 8 or 14. She looks like she could pass for 20, the way she's animated, I guess. Hmm. Violet. God damn it. Always. Oh. It's like. Hmm. She's just like a. It's like she's talking to Siri. I'm more worried about your future than mine. Wow. That's so sad. And it reminds me of Eri from My Hero Academia. Just like can't muster a smile, so you try to force it with your hands. It's so depressing. Violet definitely has gotten better. She's come a long way. Hell of a voice. I guess it's not his, it's the messenger. I like how they get a guy messenger to read it, though, and not a woman. It probably helps to hear a guy reading it in this kind of circumstance. But she is not happy. Hmm. Back in her bed, her safe space. I wonder how dark it is in one of those. Is she there? Oh, she is there. I forgot whether she was or not. Oh, damn. Hmm. Oh. It's gotta be rough, like. Hmm. Oh. I kind of remember where this goes, and I'm kind of excited. Hmm. Okay. Let's hear a story. Jeez. That'd be terrible. Oh. It's a big man compared to her. Just speaking his mind. Even I escaped from it. Nice. Well done. You know when someone's still so young that they have to be handled like that, like a kid, that they're not ready for marriage. Like I know that's their rules, but being 10 years old is old enough for marriage. Hmm. Uh, I forgot a lot of this story. Hmm. Aw. Hmm. Alright, Violet. I can't remember what Violet writes, if Violet is the one that writes it first. But, I may be overstepping. It's a good line. uh, she knows the doll. Oh, that's how a true love letter should be, in my opinion. It's so embarrassing that they have to like open up like this, but then everybody in like the area reads it and stuff. Oh, it's his voice actor now. Nice. This guy. Uh, I love just like the random people's reactions. They get so into it. Violet's giving advice. Like a precious gem. That was the words of Violet. We know that. At least those two words. I love how she just so frustratingly like walked up. Gonna write this letter. Damn, you tell him. She got so passionate. Hmm? Man, these letters have amazing travel rates. I'm just kidding. I wonder how much time she spent here, doing this. It's gotta take time. Ooh. Back where it all began. Oh, nice. Good for you, Charlotte. Nice. Oh, Violet. She's already up. She said she always knew where she was. Haha, tricked her! You shouldn't tease adults. Aw. You could see that little bit in her eyes. They animated that so well of her, I'm an adult now, and she's leaving Alberta, so she's sad. In Alberta's eyes, you could see it. Just the faint glimpse, and then she went back to her stern face. Ah, the ending song. Oh, Violet already left. I guess it makes sense that she didn't stay all the way until the wedding. I'm sure it didn't happen immediately. Oh, I love this outro song so much. Oh, I honestly couldn't remember what happened at the end, and I really hoped that Alberto was going to say that she was allowed to go with her. But this is a part of growing up, too. Aw. Damn. That's such a. This show has such good, self-contained little stories. Oh, was she the other doll? Yep. Hmm. Is that what I owe you? Good steak. Oh, I could use a good old steak. Nice. That's why she looks so. Oh, she's smiling for real. I totally forgot about that bit. That's great. We're still going. Jeez. Right? Oh. Oh. Yeah. What? I totally forgot about this bit. What? Did I not watch it? Damn. Alright. Well, that is the end of episode 5. Damn! I don't know how I forgot about that last bit there, but I did, I guess. Or I didn't watch it. Maybe I stopped the episode beforehand or something. But, um... Alright, well... I guess I kind of want to talk about that right now, just while I have it in my head. Wasn't that the Major's brother? So, if I'm not mistaken and that was the Major's brother, then why did she kill so many of his men? Now, I just want to see something here. So, she was in the same rags that it looked like she was picked up in by Major. Now, did she kill those men before she was taken by the Major's brother? Gilbert was his name, right? Major Gilbert, I believe. So it might have been before, and now he's just... The thing is, if he was so angry with her, why did he give her to his brother in the first place? So I'm a little confused by that, if that theory is accurate, but it is possible that this was another time. But no, because she went with Gilbert and then she lost her arms. She had her arms here, right? So unless it's something after she was picked up by Gilbert, and then something happened, I think it might be before when she was first taken. So she might have been trying to escape, right? If she was taken to become this tool of war, you know? Maybe she was trying to escape being essentially enslaved, you know? And she killed a bunch of his men. And he's still mad about that, I guess. That's my assumption on that whole bit. I guess I could be wrong, and that's not Gilbert's brother. But I think it was. His name was Diethard or whatever, Diethard, however you say that. And I don't know if I can't remember what they said his Gilbert's brother's name was, but I apologize for not fully understanding that scene, but I feel like that's something they have to elaborate on eventually. But other than that, let's move on with the rest of the discussion in the rest of the episode. I really love this one. This is like a close second, I think. I still really loved the third episode with what's her name? It started with an L, didn't it? Oh, shoot. Damn, I can't remember her name, but when she wrote the letter for the redheaded girl and gave it to her brother, and it just said like "I'm glad you're alive" or whatever, and it was like so simple, it like made me tear up and stuff. I still really love that story a bit more than this one, but this one was fantastic. The show just has such good little self-contained stories. I love how Violet puts it together in order for them to write the letters themselves, because it's kind of like it's great for like a performance kind of thing where they were like sharing them with the nation and everybody reading them. Like sure, it's great to have a doll write a professional letter, but when you know your letter's coming from a doll and their letter's coming from a doll, you know it's not really their words, you know? And it's so isolated that it you you can tell I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words, but really it feels like it's not coming from the heart when it's coming from someone else, you know? So Violet conspiring with the other doll to, get what was his name? Wow, I am terrible with names today. But the to get the guy to write the letter to Charlotte and all that, and then they actually had a conversation between them. You know, Violet helped her a bit with the letters and everything, maybe with some grammar and stuff like that. But well, she's educated, so she probably knows grammar, but I just love that they ended up doing it in their own words. I think that's fantastic because I mean, to me, I don't know if I'd ever really want to receive a letter from someone that had it written by a doll, or even send out a letter that was written by a doll. I feel like it's not personal enough, unless you're not trying to be personal, If you're just trying to have like something professionally written, then I get it. But when it comes to a love letter, I don't see the purpose of a auto memory doll. But anyway, but in this world they're living in, to change the subject a little bit, the marrying age is 10 years old, at least for girls. That's ridiculous. Like, I mentioned it during the reaction, but 10 is way too young. Like, I have a nephew that is 10 now, I believe. He might be 9, but even still, one more year, like, there's no way he'd be ready for marriage. He still, like, throws tantrums and throws things and gets angry at simple, stupid crap, Like, that's ridiculous. And I know this is obviously a fantasy world, and I think there were times in our history that the marrying age was that young. But in my opinion, no one's ready to be married and that kind of responsibility at that age. It's messed up, Just just seeing the size difference is just like, we've all grown up with these expectations of our current laws. I know in this world it's normal for them, so it doesn't look as bad, but in our world it looks so bad just seeing him pat her head and knowing only 4 years from that, is when she's well, no, at that age she was ready to be married. Can you imagine? Like that difference, just this big, like, what, 4 years, and they said he's 24, so he would have been 20 at the time. A 20-year-old guy, like, with someone like that, just like, imagine them just like walking down the street. It like disgusts me, But I don't know. Uh, Obviously, it's a different time and a different world that they're living in, so people also don't live as long, so I know that. Like, I think, like, back in our past, when you only lived to be, like, 20 or 30 years old, when, like, way back then, you get married at 10, that's half your life you get to spend with the person until you're dead. So, I mean, it makes sense for that, but I don't know how old people live to in this world, to correlate that, but it doesn't really matter either way. But yeah, it almost disgusted me a little bit when I saw the scenes of them together, even though it was supposed to be like a wholesome, like, oh, they're meeting for the first time and they're in love, even when they met at the end of the episode, it still like was like, man, she is still way too young, even at 14, but yeah, I just figured I'd go into that rant, but anyway. So yeah, I really loved the subtle facial expressions. I mentioned it a bit during the reaction, but of Alberta in this episode, she did a fantastic job of like even just the animators, like you're gonna give props to the animators because they're the ones that did it. Obviously, Alberta isn't the one making the facial expressions, but just the facial expressions that were used, where she's like always trying to be stern, and you can tell that she's also just trying to be strong for Charlotte and everything. But at that moment when Charlotte's like, "Oh, but I'm a grown adult too," you can see like you could just see Alberta's eyes like soften a little bit and then get a little sad, because she knows that this little girl that she raised, since she was born is now going away, leaving her and leaving the nest and everything, and then she like goes back to putting on her stern face and putting on that expression that to to really make sure Charlotte doesn't worry and everything. So and then you could see like a little bit later she was even getting like choked up. She had to like shake her head and stuff like that, like and all that. But that was just like a touching little relationship between those two. Because I mean, it has to be rough, for both sides. Like I can see Charlotte's standpoint, like she said, like you snatched me from my mother's womb when I was born and raised me this whole time. Essentially, she's like a mother, probably more of a mother to her than the queen is. If that's truly how it went down, where she was pretty much born, the queen was there every now and then, but I'm sure the queen's busy and stuff, and Alberta was always the one around. Um, and then same with Alberta having this, sudden daughter that she put all this time into like helping raise and everything. And even though she knew that she was just doing a job, you still can't disconnect yourself from those feelings. So I definitely get it, and I think they did a really good job portraying the story. I absolutely loved it, but yeah, and then just the smile of Violet towards the end before it all went bad, meeting Diethard again, but seeing that genuine smile after she tried to fake the one earlier was really cool, and I forgot about that scene as well because you're sitting there looking at I can't remember the other doll's name, but you're looking at her and she all of a sudden she looks at Violet and then she just gets like a smile on her face, like shocked and then a smile, and I thought it was just because like Violet agreed to buy her a steak, but then it pans to Violet smiling. I was like, oh no, that's why she made the face. But yeah, that was wholesome and awesome. So yeah, guys, I think that's it from me for this episode, though. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I guess if you're watching this on Patreon, there's no subscribe button to hit, but if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, hit that subscribe button, please. I very much appreciate it. Also, check out my Patreon if you're not already on there to see, my Patreon shows and all that. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye!